A woman is wired to reciprocate. She's wired to reciprocate. When you glorify her, when you praise her, when you lift her up,
Right.
you don't have to ask a woman to reciprocate that.
Yeah.
You're putting her in a position that she is built by God's grace. Because remember, she's the first gift that we can ever have, right? You know, God gifted us with that. That we're to celebrate. So when you have a situation where there is a child not raised in a home that you're together, when you show the love and the gratitude and the appreciation, and you want it to be reciprocal, you are setting not only yourself up in that dual relationship, but you're setting that child up to win because that child is watching this. That child is feeling this, and I unfortunately did not do that.
Look, I agree with Kurt, man. While my wife is receiving me, I make sure I uplift her, talking about how good she is to me. You know how good it feels. So yeah, I agree with that part. I'm just playing, y'all. Don't take that serious.
We women, he's right.
He's absolutely right.
Women
Yeah.
are ecstatic. It is really easy, honestly, to get us to reciprocate if we like you. That's why we wondering a lot of the time what be going on, because I think a lot of men miss the mark when it comes to just making us feel like we're supposed to feel in order to reciprocate whatever it is that he need. It ain't always gotta be sexual. It's very fun when it is, but I'm just saying, like, we don't go. But I tell you this, just do something we don't like. We'll be like,
Well,
I don't
I
know.
think that I think the thing is, and I see the chat lighting up, but I think the thing is that men will invest that into the wrong woman, and that's the problem. I can say personally,
Thank you.
out of the relationships that I have seen fail, I'll always, and especially at this wise age that I'm at now, I can see where it is that I fell short to where, okay, maybe if I invested and did more this way instead of doing it this way when I was younger, as I thought as a child, but as spoke like a child, I thought as a child, and now as a man, I act as a man. So now I'm able to see and understand the level of investment that it takes, and the truth of the matter that you reap as you sow. So as you sow into your woman, that plant is eventually going to grow to give exactly what it is that you're investing into it.
So let me ask you a question. Based on what you just said, that men, pour all of that into the wrong woman. Can anybody here say that there are qualities in the attributes of your own mother that you will want in your wife? Or in a significant
You're asking?
Yes, I'm asking.
Well, so I would say yes and no. I also believe that men typically are attracted to women that are similar to their mother, because that was the first person that you truly loved. That's who taught you how to love. So I believe that most men naturally or instinctively gravitates towards women that are similar to their mother. Now, me personally, and not to speak ill on the relationship that me and my mother had, but we clashed a lot, especially during my teenage years. But that's just who she is, because she got that from her mother, so it's like one of those things that kind of passed down that me personally, I wouldn't want to deal with every day, but I understand how to manage her in those situations, You know, so if I do encounter a woman that does act in that manner, I already know how to handle her. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that? Is it fair to say that since men's first love is their mother, and they taught them all these things, and sort of along the way you experience the not so pleasant parts of growing up, right? And sort of, is there a correlation between men picking the wrong women because of who the type of woman that they essentially were raised by?
Here we
Right?
go.
Is there, you know, like, she done put you through the ringer, she talked to you crazy, or et cetera, right? And then you find a woman who actually loves you, pours into you, and speaks life into you, and you don't want that. But the one who talks to you like crazy and wants to dog walk you, that's the one that you pick.
Yeah,
So
it feels comfortable. It's exciting. That's how you feel loved. Yeah, for sure.
So I know we have these conversations about, you know, fathers, and, you know, fathers being in their child's life, and fathers being a pivotal stone in houses. But can we safely say, for developing a fruitful and healthy relationship with a woman in the future, as you're going from a young boy to a young man, that same relationship has to be a healthy example of what that looks like, right? Because I'm seeing dudes who have never left their city, never left their block or their stoop or the state, you know, borderlines, all of a sudden be in different cities, all of a sudden travel. They went from the north to the south, right? And then they're experiencing women, and they're like, oh wow, they're like this. Like this is, it's a completely different species that they're running into, right? And sort of, they don't have that history of that, having that type of experience, and sort of now it becomes almost like a culture shock to them.
But by math, can't we say that the same thing about women and their dads?
You can
Yeah.
absolutely, you can make that the same argument. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I
Because I
wouldn't.
mean, my dad wasn't perfect, but I absolutely want a badass like my dad. Not necessarily a bad person, but I do want to feel protected. At no point in my life have I ever felt scared with the man that I grew up with. He wasn't perfect. He had PTSD. But what I chose to look at out in my father was the kind part of him, was the best part of him. That's what I took. And I think that's sometimes what men lack, the ability to see the good parts in their mom. And they just pull the negative and just remember the shit that made them feel uncomfortable. When on the other side, even if a woman's dad is here every other weekend, she's going to take all the great things from him that she remembers and apply it to men in her life. So either you have a girl that's good or you have a whore. I don't believe that there's in between for women. Honestly, y'all women can, y'all can chop me in half if y'all want to. But as far as men go, I think it starts a lot sooner with their ability to choose women, because I've literally looked around my whole life, and I said this when I was like 30. I said these wigs are getting too common, and it's getting a little out of control. This fake shit is taking over, and I don't like it. And here we are. My homeboy, I told that, you got demons, you a hater. He said that to me. One of my best friends I've known for years. I was like, okay, whatever. Right? Here we
What?
are at 42. Same dude, man. These wigs. I was like, no, because remember, I was a hater. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's all full circle when it comes to life. I just think men need to stop being dramatic as young children and just try to remember when their mother was kind and start picking the women like that, opposed to the mean mama that whooped your ass, because everybody got their ass whooped.